Hi, this is an yearly overview for everyone who is a Leo, who has a Leo rising, Leo ascendant for the year 2011. If you don't know your ascendant sign, you can follow the links to my website and find it out, but you need to know your time of birth because the ascendant sign is more important and personal than your sun sign, the one that you read in the newspapers. The ascendant sign is something that is much more specific and correct if you listen to the prediction for that sign. But anyway, I've prepared this prognosis for both Leo ascendants and Leo sun signs. And for you, this year, 2011 Leos, are going to be quite a pleasant and good one. So a lot of the signs are being tested this year, but not you. You're kind of going to have it easy this year, Leo. It's going to be the focus on you, especially the first 6 months of the year are going to be on expansion, on pleasurable activities. A lot of you are going to feel, not a lot of you, all of you, Leo, are going to feel the positive influence of Jupiter. It's the planet of expansion. It's gonna send you, it's the planet of optimism. So the first part of the year, you'll be full of self-belief, optimism. You'd see the future in much brighter colors, and because of this you'll be willing to plan bigger, to dream bigger, and you have a much better overview of how things are going to go in the future. So it's a great time to make your plans ahead of your life, because you have more self-belief. And they say that yours because your dreams, and this year you can dream big because you feel positive and you feel you can make it and do it, and you get the energy. Of course the planets will send you this assurance and this optimism, but it's up to you to get moving and to get active. But for the first half of the year, I advise you to concentrate on making the plans for the future, to this self-belief, to use this self-belief to promote yourself. It's going to be very positive for those of you who are involved in somehow in publishing, in self-promotion, in marketing, and in international business, because Jupiter is in the 9th house of all these affairs. So if you have any dealings with foreigners, any travels in foreign countries, the first 6 months of the year will be very fantastic, and there will be opportunities for those of you who've been trying to travel. You'll be given an opportunity to travel for pleasure, for study, for all kind of productive, actually enjoyable, and that your travels will turn out wonderfully well. And it's also a wonderful time for expansion of your mind. A lot of you might be busy with much higher minded activities like philosophy, like the meaning of life, the higher beings, spirituality as well. It's a great time to explore, to open up your mind, not only with foreign cultures, with new places, but also with new spiritual beliefs, with new philosophies of life, because you're much more willing to believe in something bigger in you, to believe that it's always good and always gonna be okay, and someone is taking care of you. And for those of you having spiritual pursuits, it's a great time. And as I said, travels again, those of you who are studying in university, studying some higher degrees, it's a great time to start studying, or who are trying to get into university. You're gonna have a breakthrough, you're gonna have a very good opportunities coming to you, so grab them. It's a great time if you want to expand, to study for something, to improve your career, some studies as well, because Jupiter will bring opportunities, it will bring new chances, and you have to grab them, don't just sit at home and wait. But everything that Jupiter brings is quite positive. So optimism, as I said, new beginning, new energy, influence, very easy, lovely energy. You have a bird's overview over your problems and feeling much more optimistic, as I said. From around April and May, there will be 6 planets in your 9th house, which is again the same house we were talking about. So basically a lot of focus on travel, on foreign dealings, on expanding your mind, on promotion and marketing for those of you who are doing this, on promoting yourself as well, getting to new culture, getting to know new cultures. So it's a great time these months, May, April, to do all these foreign mind expanding activities, and new opportunities will come your way as well. After that, after June, Jupiter moves into your 10th house of career, and wherever Jupiter goes, it brings new opportunities. So if you've been doing all these studies before that, the first part of the year, making those grand plans, the implementation will come the second part of the year. You'll be given opportunities the first part. The second part, you start seeing the fruits coming in of your work, you know, and it's a great time for promotion, for trying to get a job, for getting some improvement in the social status in the career, getting a move. Jupiter invigorates wherever it goes, and it's going to invigorate your career life and your attitude with your boss relationships. You know, it's going to improve dramatically for the better. You know, and so if you're trying to get a better job after June, and Saturn from 2010. You started feeling it already, and 2011, 2012 is in your third house of the lower mind, meaning it's nothing dirty, you know, the lower mind, meaning this is how your mind works, your logical mind, and where Saturn goes, it slows things down, it makes them more serious. So maybe 2010, and it brought to some of you Leos and Leo risings more negativity, more serious state of mind. The speech becomes much more serious, mind becomes more serious and focused, and but be careful not to dwell on too long on negative thoughts, because it slows down the thought, it slows down the vibrations of the mind. The mind is more willing to go into more negative kind of thoughts. But till June this year, Jupiter is helping you keep you positive. So I believe till your things will be very positive till June, and then you might, you know, your mind might start again getting a bit more bogged down into negative thoughts. But for those of you who are writers, for those of you who use your mind logically, it's a great time this year, because your mind is much more focused, your energies are much more channeled. The planets this year really stimulate your mind, your high and lower mind, meaning logic, and your left and right brain as well. So it's a lot of, you know, anything connected with studies. Again, as I said, it's very good for you Leos this year, for travels, short and long travels as well. And Saturn can bring problems, because third house is connected with siblings and with relatives, and with your surrounding atmosphere, surrounding neighbors, you know, the people who are in your everyday life, and not necessarily your best friends, but people that, you know, it can create problems and tensions around neighbors, with people who are your relatives, people who are in your everyday life dealings, you know, like the milkman or the postman, or, you know, there can be some tensions there, but it's nothing serious, because it's not doing any difficult aspects to any planets of yours, you know. It's just some more focus on the mind, as I said again. And another wonderful thing, for those of you born for the July Leos, the ones born from till the end of July, you have a wonderful Uranus transit, which is a breath of fresh air for you. Together, Jupiter gives you the optimism and new opportunities. Uranus brings a lot of new opportunities as well into your life, which you'll be much more excitable. It might strain your nervous system a bit, because Uranus is kind of exciting, a bit too much exciting energy, but it opens up new doors for the single ladies. It's wonderful for new relationships, and they funnel very quickly this year, you know, because Uranus brings things like out of the blue for you, and feelings passionate and strong and exciting, a lot of excitement. It's not too stable, this Uranus energy, but it's exciting. So you're letting your hair down and you're having fun this year. Leos, and I really envy you. It's a great, easy influence. And if you've been waiting, if you felt like bogged down till now, if you felt like stuck in a situation, Uranus and Jupiter are going to bring excitement in an easy, positive way, in a lovely, you know, not in a shake-up, crazy way. So, and the only Leos that I have a warning for are the ones that are born the last days of Leo, basically from the 21st, 22nd, 23rd of August. You know, the last 3 or 4 days of Leo, or the last 5 degrees. If they have the last 5 degrees Leo rising, because you have Neptune transit, and what Neptune does is confuses people, is makes them feel as if they're in a fog. They can't see where they're going, or they're confused about the future, or even if they know what they want to do, they don't have the motivation to do it much. So just those last Leos, you know, the Leos born at the very end, they might be feeling, you know, a bit spaced out as well. Neptune is a very spiritual influence, so it ungrounds one. You know, it makes him daydream, and it increases the desire to be spaced out with any kind of maybe alcohol, maybe drugs, you know. So you might be much more susceptible to these kind of substances that space you out and that disconnects you from reality. So be careful, the last Leos. And try to ground yourself by being more in touch with nature. Music really helps. But it's only for the very last, for those of you born the last days of Leo. Otherwise, for all the rest of you Leos, the year is wonderful. It's quite easy, breezy, travels, new opportunities, positivity, then career from the second part of the year, like implementation of career goals, and a lot of mind activity, a lot of focus on studies and expanding your mind, and focusing on communication. So it's quite an enjoyable year. That's the year for you, 2011 Leos and Leo risings. Enjoy.